Just doing a few final things for setup. I don't know why it still says garlic chicken butter, garlic butter chicken. It's weird. That is so weird. There we go. It's updated correctly now. Awesome. Fan freaking tastic. Like I said, just doing a few things to set up. Be on here, getting all prepped, get everything all set up, and we'll get the show on the road. I know it's been a month and a half or so, you know, but yeah, just stay tuned. Be back here in a few minutes. Well, hello there. Howdy. Guten Tag. Hola. Hello. Oh, it's been a while. Let's get this all situated here. Obviously, it's been a minute since we've done this. Come on, get on blurry. De-blurify. I don't know why this is just being problematic. I hate this webcam sometimes. Let's see how I look. Hello. What the I don't understand this. There we go. And how about if we move it down? What happens now? There we go. I swear this camera angle sometimes can never get it right. Well, you can see that. Whatever. I guess that's where we're gonna be at. I guess that's where we're gonna go. So hello. It's been a hot minute. It's been a month and a half actually since I've streamed. It's been a pretty busy month and a half. Most of the audio is all out of sync. Technical issues as always. That's what I have. But on the menu tonight, we are making Irish soda bread. And with said Irish soda bread, sorry, not with said Irish soda bread, but I already made the corned beef that we're going to be using corned beef sliders or Reuben sliders. So I've made this deliciousness today. Can you see it in that camera? Yeah, right there. I like how this camera looks a lot better than this camera. But anyway, I was having some issues, so I have to use NVIDIA Broadcast. That's why it kind of moves when I move. But yeah, there's that. So we'll be using this corned beef. My wife. It's all wet. My wife will probably just be eating like that, but it's preheating the oven for our Irish soda bread with raisins. Normally, traditionally, you'll be using it with buttermilk, but I don't have buttermilk. So, first it says, put the milk and vinegar into a bowl. We will be using 1 2/3 cup of milk. It's scary, but nothing's gonna come. So 1 2/3 cup of milk. Let's get our trusty measuring spoons out. We don't need that one. We need that one. We don't need that. So put these two away. So I hope everybody's had a good past month. It's been, like I said, been pretty busy here. Been baking a lot of breads and stuff for my wife's co-workers. It's been taking a lot of my time, and after work, I've just been blah. So we got 1 2/3 cup of milk, and then next we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. My wife is home. Hello, wife.
Hi, babe.
How art thou?
How you doing?
I'm sure.
What are you doing?
I'm fine.
It's toasty in here.
I just started.
I know I got your notification.
I got your espresso ready. So
We're up to 3 breads.
okay. So my wife and I are pretty much addicted to Starbucks' new drink, the brown sugar oat milk shake and espresso. And we've been talking about getting an espresso machine for a while, but I really didn't feel like spending. Well, I do feel like spending a good arm and a leg on one, but we don't have the counter space. So this is pretty small. I did a test run of it this morning. I'll be making it here in just a second. Got to prep this because it says it takes about 5 minutes. Just put your milk and vinegar together for 5 minutes, whisk it all together, and after the 5 minutes, we continue our recipe. So we'll set this aside. Let's start making some shaken espresso. And when I made it this morning, I was using reusable ice cubes.
Yeah, no.
So I made some ice.
With good water.
Now with water that I peed into. Yes,
No, I
with
meant
good
not
water.
in the sink. You need this one?
No. But I can't get the ice out apparently. There we go. There's one. Man failed at taking ice out. Oh, look, there's two. I think that'll be enough for right now, at least. So then just take it out. So pretty much you fill up the water to the water line here. Then there's an area for the espresso to go into. That's it's a decent amount of espresso. Take it, pull it down. Then I also, this morning I made brown sugar espresso. I mean brown sugar syrup. Then really, indeed. So we got our oat milk. Hold on a second. We got a video call. All right. Not sure exactly the exact methods to do this, but oh, and this probably warm this up just a little bit. So we can get that syrup runny because I had it in the fridge. Probably could have just left it out since I was going to be using it today anyway. There we go. That's nice and runny now. Hey, it's the way local Mike. Cousin? Do I know you? Oh, that's a little warm, but that's fine. Well, welcome to the channel. See that you followed, I think, an hour or so ago. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. Let's shake that up. Let's get some cinnamon. Actually, no, we need the cinnamon afterwards. So that's all nice and shaken. So I'm going to transfer this into another cup with some additional ice in it. And let's see, let's work the magic. Came out. Well, it came out as well. That should be enough right now. Create more. I have to make more ice for tomorrow. Just strain this out. Keep those ice cubes in there. As you can see, that's a lot of espresso. It's a little watery, but there's because it should have only been to the bottom there, but mess, whatever. She will like this regardless. Let's add our sprinkled cinnamon. It's a little bit cinnamon, a little bit too much cinnamon. Add our oat milk. And then supposed to use a frother, and I'll try the frother method again. So there it is. That's the better look of it. The better side, I should say. All right, where did the frother go? We're gonna try this once more. Probably could use the French press, but I didn't know where I put my French press at. Let's do a little bit of whipping cream. Not sure exactly how much whipping cream we need. We need a little bit more milk though as well. Just do a splash of milk. At this point, I'm just eyeballing it. Oh, okay. How's it going, Mike? I was kind of thinking that's who it was, but I wasn't entirely sure, to be honest. Well, thanks for stopping in the stream, dude. Appreciate it. All right, let's try frothing this up. Oh, shit. Could have thrown this in the blender, but we have this little milk frother that usually you use warm milk with, but we're doing cold foam. I'm just eyeballing the what we need. So you can tell it's kind of frothing up, but not sure how long to do it. I just kind of messed it. Just eyeballed it earlier this morning too. And that looks pretty, it's frothing up pretty well. I think it's because I did more milk earlier than the heavy whipped cream. Yeah, I started streaming in December. Well, I've been streaming off and on for a couple of years, but I started doing cooking streams in December. Um, and then I took a little break last month until this month. So I usually stream on Wednesdays and Sundays, except for on Sundays when I'm on call with work. So I don't know, I'll try to do it, but if it's just as a precaution, I really take the time off. All right, so we got cold foam. It looks like, so let's just pour it in. Jameis. That actually kind of frothed up pretty well. I think it needs a little bit more vanilla. There you go.
For real?
All right, let's
That was awesome.
get back to making our soda bread.
That was awesome. Dinner?
Dinner? No, maybe not. Because my mom's going to be here to make tamales and or perondas on Saturday. If she wants to do it on Sunday, I'll ask her. Yeah, the cold foam doesn't taste. I needed more vanilla. Awesome.
Eva drew that.
Is that an LOL doll?
It's like a Barbie.
Okay. All right. Oh, let's just stir with a spoon. Whatever. I was whisking this up. All right. So put flour. So we need our flour. 4 cups of flour. We need our 4 cups of flour. 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Teaspoon of salt. 2 tablespoons of sugar. And then, of course, raisins. We're doing Irish soda beverage raisins.
Sweet.
I don't know. Maybe because they probably put added sugar to it. That's just heavy whipped cream, milk, and vanilla. So
Add creamer.
you just told me heavy whipped cream and milk. I don't know. I just kind of eyeballed it. I just kind of winged it. But does it taste good otherwise? Outside of that?
Hates anything, but doesn't not. I don't taste any brown sugar.
There was plenty of brown sugar here. You want to put some more on the top?
Like bits of something. I was gonna say, grab me the
You can see it's like watery because of
vanilla creamer.
Yeah, I could have actually done that.
That's what I assume.
What? Right. So let's get our. Where did I put the baking soda? There it is. 2 teaspoons of this. Oh no, it looks a little bit too big though, doesn't it?
What?
Like it's too filled up compared to I made it earlier.
Can I have a
Why do you need a straw?
so I can stir the bottom of it.
Okay. Right. Put a larger bowl. Where's my sugar at? Sugar there. This is 2 tablespoons, which I can eyeball it. Just 2 tablespoons. And 1 teaspoon of salt, which I can eyeball. We should be set with this. It's already got the salt. Did I get the salt though? Yeah, it's already out. What? I'm gonna try it. Tastes good? Tastes just like theirs, doesn't it?
I added that. Thank you.
You're welcome. There's a whole bunch of espresso left too, by the way. Maybe I'll make me a flat white or something. So let's whisk this up. I'm just gonna get a fork for this, put it into our wet mixture anyway. Also says and the raisins. That's kind of crazy with the raisins. I'll put the raisins after I kind of stir this thing. Alright. Just gonna incorporate all this. Then use the back of a spoon to act as our dough hook. Even though I could have done this in the KitchenAid, but we got to throw it onto the counter anyway. Raisins. Come on. You're what?
Cracking in the window.
Okay. So I already have the oven preheated at 400 degrees, and then that's going to be in there for 40 minutes. So then while that's baking, we'll move over to breaking down the brisket for our sliders, actually first we're going to make our Russian sauce. Then we'll break down our brisket, or cut it in half, I should say, since Jamie's going to probably just want some regular brisket or corned beef and cabbage and potatoes and carrots. That should be good. That's a big old chunk right there, though. Anyway, set this aside real quick. Let's just keep stirring this into a. I'm gonna wash my hands here in a second, so I can mix this with. So unlike normal bread, this uses no yeast. So we're using the baking soda to act as that. So this is nice and done. It's all nice and wet. So we can get rid of that. Start just kind of kneading it in here. Mix until flour is incorporated. When the mixture is too tough with a spoon, start mixing with your hands. Put the dough. So let's put it into our work surface here. So instead of like kneading in like normal dough, it's just gonna be a shaggy-ish dough, it seems like. So I don't believe you want to build too much gluten into it. So I hate doing this without my stand mixer. Not a fan of kneading doughs. Such a mess. But the more we knead it, the cleaner it gets. But it's cutting, our work surfaces is moving everywhere. That's no fun. We just kind of want to get all this dry flour moistened, all incorporated. We'll form it into a ball. Score it with our knife. Toss it into the oven. 45 minutes later, it better be delicious. Look at that. Let's get all this nastiness off my hands. It's not really nastiness, but the dough. Could probably turn this into two like mini dough, mini loaves. Just kind of. You know what I really should have done those like normal when you're baking, using raisins in your baking to hydrate them first so that they're easier to work with and get stuck in the dough a little bit better. All right, put dough, let's see. Start mixing with your hands, put dough on a ball, put the dough ball in the baking sheet. So let me just do this. Let's wash our hands. Gotta get the baking sheet ready, which I have right here. Just gotta line it up. Parchment paper. Don't need a big piece because it's staying. We don't want to touch the bottom of this. And then we can just use our to score it. Forget getting a knife. Use our bench scraper to score it. Hey Google, set a timer for 40 minutes. Did I say 45 minutes? 40 minutes. That's what we need. Jump up after stream since we need whoops. So how's everything on the West Coast over there? You guys having fun? Have a mild winter? I know, I believe Oregon and Washington got some snow a couple weeks ago, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Wait, right, babe?
What?
Didn't Washington and Oregon get some snow, like a little bit of it? My cousin's watching the stream. Gonna clean up real quick, but I don't have to do it later. And we need some of these dishes anyway. I'll be using this pan. And you gotta get some butter out. So I made the corned beef this morning. Started at like 5 o'clock this morning and just took it out about an hour ago. First 5 hours. First 5 hours it is just the corned beef with some Worcestershire sauce, the seasoning packet, and then 2 bottles of Guinness. And then after that, 5 hours. The last 5 hours was when I added the vegetables, the the cabbage, the potatoes, and then also the carrots. And I didn't grab baby carrots, so I just chopped up our big carrots that I bought because that was what they had at the store when we picked up the ingredients over the weekend. I know, what's up? So what they were asking, what we wanted to, if we were going to come, they wanted us to come over for dinner on Saturday. They were asking if we wanted to come over for dinner on Saturday. What'd you say? Okay. Yeah, 'cause remember my mom was going to come over? Huh? How could you forget you were there? What's that? Hi, Cal. How are you? I'm doing good, thank you. Did you make your corned beef and cabbage tonight? Oh, she made it the other night? Is Christopher home or is he in Wilmington? I was asking your mother. Why? Clearly you just told me. But your mother's in chat, so I was talking to my chat. Gosh dang it. Gosh dang it, Bobby. All right. If only we had a clear glass. I'll use my Yoda mug, my baby Yoda mug, aka Grogu, since I'm wearing my Grogu shirt today. Oh yeah, that's very, very, very dark espresso. You made it Monday, and he's in Wilmington. Well, that's cool. That's a lot of creamer, actually. Good. That's fine. Use the back of my hand. I guess we're not gonna go to sleep tonight, since we're having espresso so late. To be honest, I'd rather drink this than just straight black coffee.
What? Straight espresso?
Espresso with like some cream or like a latte. I don't know why. It's a little bitter though, but yeah. I must say though, when I did drank this morning, my head felt like this big brain style. All right, let's get back on track. I'm gonna make our Russian recipe. Gotta find my recipe for that. So let's find that. What are we making? Not me. I know you like your coffee. If you could have an IV straight into a coffee pot, I'm sure you would. Cause you are crazy about your coffee. All right, let's make our dressing. So we're making some Russian dressing, or I could have gotten some Thousand Island dressing, but felt like I'm cheating today because I'm not using all homemade ingredients. So first, we need to get our mayo, some ketchup, some Worcestershire sauce, and some horseradish, and then salt and pepper to taste. So according to this recipe from theskinnychickcanbake.com, we're gonna need a third cup of mayo. So that's a third cup. Next, we need 1.5 tablespoons of catsup, some ketchup, with a bunch of liquid in it. No, because I would not taste it. I guess, okay. Because you just like the taste of coffee. Next, oh, yeah. Oh, 1.5 teaspoons of horseradish. So let's get this open. Whew, horseradish sauce. We're gonna eyeball this because that's about 1.5, and then 1/2 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. Only you can see what's going on behind me. You want to say hi to the stream? Want to say hi? Say hi. Hi, everybody. I'm like so fancy with how the NVIDIA broadcast is moving with me. All right, I'm gonna put you back down, okay, baby? Cause I gotta cook. I gotta make some food. I know you're hungry. I didn't feed you a lunch today, even though you don't need to get lunch every day. All right. Oh, Noel, you little heartbreaker. You little heartbreaker. So, as I was saying, I was gonna make my own little rolls, but I decided to go the easy route and get the Hawaiian rolls. So we're doing Hawaiian sweet rolls. Felt like doing a little twist on it. They're getting like their buttery rolls. You're here now. Stream can start. Well, stream started about 41 minutes ago, buddy. But you were off, going to get dinner and wasting your money on crappy stuff, according to you. All right. Did I put the Worcestershire sauce in? No, I didn't because my cat was talking to me or wanting me. All right, that's good. Put a little bit more in this because it's a little strong. That's good. All right, so let's whisk this all together. Make our little tiny whisk. Salt and pepper to taste, but we'll see what it tastes like right now. It was bad. Crazy. Oh, now she's got the zoom zooms. Let's get this unchunkified. Why was it bad? You may not even need any salt and pepper just because of how everything else is, but we'll see. What'd you get there? And who invited you out? Was it your sister or something? Got a brisket sandwich, but it was so sure that it should have been plain roast with barbecue sauce for all I know. And it was lukewarm at best. Got their mac and cheese and tasted like the Stouffer stuff. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, so we got our Russian sauce right there. Set this aside. Take a sip of espresso. All right, let's prep our breads first. Put some parchment paper on here and we'll slice our bread up. Yeah, I mean, I've had really bad barbecue the same way, and it's shameful. Anyway, you're spending like 12, $13 on what you think is supposed to be really good barbecue, and then it's just awful. That's an easier way of doing this, right, Mario? That's by doing that. Yeah, $15 for a crappy brisket. Are you okay, Noel? I'm sorry if I'm making too much noise for you, babies, as I fail at 14 minutes. Whatever. I'll be there for. Oops.
Yeah. Hey.
So let's get our breads out. Yeah, $15 sandwich, dude. That sucks. Like I said, I've been there. I'm pretty sure everybody's been there at one point in time, and it's so depressing. Because you're so psyched, pumped up to get a sandwich, and then it sucks. All right. So what we're gonna do is just slice this in half, down the middle, the best we can without cutting ourselves. One solid sawing motion. As you can see, I messed that up on that part. We can come back. We can recover that. There we go. There we go. This side's just a little foobard. Set that there. Toss this aside right now. Because now we gotta get our corned beef out. And here's the corned beef and cabbage and potatoes. I was like, why does that seem so uneven? This is such a tiny piece, but this is a lot. And we're just gonna slice this. I'll say, all right, there's the grain. Look at that. Perfect. Oh, corned beef is so good. So pretty much, I'm gonna just chop these into slices, layer it on there. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Okay, we gotta put the dressing on there, put the corned beef on there, and whatnot. Why don't you put the top part? You should put the top part as the bottom since it's thicker. It's fine. It's fine, Peach. All right. Just cut this pretty much as thin as possible. Am I cutting with the grainer now? Yeah, it was. We gotta cut against the grain is what we want to do. Let's See, it's kind of like falling apart right now. Cutting it so it's thin only has one side. Yeah. I know, Peach. But you know the motto of this channel. Well, one of the mottos. I ain't perfect, and neither is my food. Well, the bread I make is pretty perfect. If you ask Amy's coworkers, that is. And my mother-in-law, she liked her. Was it the pound? I made your mom pound cake, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what?
I made your mother pound cake.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Very lemon.
Yes, I wasn't sure if it was pound cake or not.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was saying. Delicious. Let's just set this aside. So we gotta spread our. So it has another motto other than make it till you fake it. I think everybody has that motto, don't they? That's not just like that's a common motto for everybody, buddy. I forgot to get it. Right. I dried out. So then after we layer this, we're gonna add our Russian sauce, put our corned beef on it, put our Swiss cheese on it, our sauerkraut, because we're kind of making it Reuben style. Put the top on, and then drizzle with some butter. Our butter with some Dijon, garlic powder, and I'm going to sprinkle with some everything bagel seasoning. So our Russian dressing is what? I swear, I thought these loaves were bigger than this, to be honest. Corned beef, Russian dressing, Swiss, sauerkraut. That's not reason that's. I'm not saying that's not a Reuben style, dude. I'm just like, obviously, you need uh, rye bread. I'm not using rye bread. That's why I said it's Reuben style. Duh. I know what a Reuben is. If only they made this in rye. I was gonna make rye bread, but oh, I do have rye flour. That would been kind of interesting to make. All right, corned beef now. Let's see if we have enough corned beef to layer this on. Pretty sure we do. Pretty positive. I wanted something simple to make for tonight's stream anyway, which this is fairly simple. Anybody could do this. Oh, this is more than enough. We're just gonna get a bunch of layers of this, I guess. So I was trying to cut it as thin as possible. Let's do kind of like a weave. Did you buy pre-brined brisket or did you brine yourself? The pre-brined, just stuff that was at the store. It was on sale for like $8 or something like that. It was like one of the cheaper ones. I love corned beef and or pastrami on burgers. Do you mean burgers? Let's take a peek at our bread, shall we? Ooh, that's coming up pretty dang good. You can't really see it. Oh, you can kind of see it down there. No, I mean hamburgers. Well, I don't know what a hamburger is either, buddy. All right. I did also get some coleslaw for the sides. Chop, babies. Let's get our Swiss up in here. Yeah, so I had technical difficulties as always, Peach. Plug in my GoPro. You know, it wasn't getting recognized. So it looks a little crappy right now, and that's why it's moving around with me because I have to have the NVIDIA broadcast going, and that was like the only reason why it would pop up. But hey, thank goodness I got a good video card. You know, I was fortunate enough to get one on like a freaking PS5, but that's all right. That's okay. We can't all have 3000 series. I know. I know. And you know, here's the thing: I could have gotten another one too. Hey, I called and asked if you wanted me to get to a PS5 when I said, I know you did. I know you did, and I I should have said yes. I should have said yes, but I did not. Just kind of overlap these. It's gonna be a lot of Swiss cheese. I don't know. Let's try some Swiss by itself. Actually, you know what? Grab a little piece of corned beef with it. I was thinking of you trying to be a good friend. You're like, ah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I know. I know. Don't need to remind me. But I'm fine without Pokemon. I'm fine without a PS5. My interests right now are elsewhere, and you know this. No, sweetie. Watch out, babies. Get out. Get out. You need to get out the kitchen. We were at Target last night, and we went to the one that we always go to, and usually they don't have anything. I was surprised we were able to score some stuff. Just gonna add a little bit more Russian dressing here. Then we'll put the sauerkraut on this. Wash this out so I can use this in the microwave. But yeah, the new expansion or set comes out on Friday. Pretty pumped for it. Hopefully, we'll be able to score some. We'll see how that goes. But my mother-in-law still had Game Boy Color from my sister-in-law from when they were a kid in fantastic shape, which I showed you. So now I'm just on the lookout for the Pokemon games on eBay, trying to get a good deal on them, trying to get authentic stuff and not the reproduction stuff because no one wants repros. I want the real deal. Right, Noel? That's what we want in our life. Oh, this cat right here. She's my quarantine kitty, even though we've only had her for a month and a half. 2 months, actually. Can't believe it's already been 2 months. 2 months, 3 vet visits later, 4 vet visits later. She's got another one coming up this weekend. She's been a pretty expensive rescue kitty that, you know, but we don't mind. And she keeps us up. She wakes us up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, because she's hungry, even though she really isn't hungry. She's just bored, and our other two kids don't want anything to do with her. So there's that. That's how our life goes. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, little lady? She's just looking at me. She's just eyeballing me like, hey, shut your mouth. You don't talk to me like that, right? So for the top, we need, I think it's an entire stick of butter. Oh, a half stick of butter. Thank goodness. So we'll take, being pretty ghetto right now, just using too lazy to get a knife out. Just use the opposite end of a fork. Put that back in there. Into the microwave to melt. So you want that nice and melted so we can brush it over. Hi. What do you want? What do you want? Mama's here, so go bother her. I don't know what you want me for.
Guppies.
All right, let's try to find our everything. Well, we need our garlic. Here's our everything bagel mix right in the front. You know what I should have done? Add a little bit of MSG to our Russian dressing because everybody loves MSG. MSG is life. So we need 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Oh, I gotta get this out. That's right. Oh, we forgot the sauerkraut. Oh, we forgot the sauerkraut. Well, that's fine. This butter needs to melt anyway. Just chill it on the counter for a minute. Let's get our sauerkraut, our rotten cabbage out, I should say. All right. They say that I'm gonna put this onto a plate actually and try to dry it off. I haven't had sauerkraut in forever. Disgusting. Just kidding. It's alright. It's alright. It's very sour. Hence the name, right? The only time I like sauerkraut is when it's on my broths or on a Reuben. I don't know how people eat it straight. What? Oh, I was saying something. So let's put this onto a plate. Dry it off. Pat it off. Apparently, like I said, we need this as dry as possible. Peaches hate sauerkraut. You hate everything. So there's that. Just kind of squeeze all those juices out. Let's kind of pat this down. Oh, it's almost done actually. Probably use my hands to probably be faster. All right. I think that's pretty well. Fully loading this up with the kraut. I need to spread it out a little bit. Sweet under the sea crab plate. Thank you, Paige. Thank you. But I don't think it's a crab. Oh, it is a crab. To be honest, I've never really like paid attention to our dishware. Thank you for noticing that. Did you notice that? Did you know that, babe? That our plastic dishware is crabs? I know we did. We've had these for almost 4 years, and I'll be honest, I had no idea that these were crabs.
Eat them now. I like the plate that's in the garden.
Now I feel, yeah, that's funny. That is very funny. Oh, you know what I can do? I can add the MSG to the butter. That's what I'm gonna do. Just add a little bit to it for the umami flavor. Just kind of stir it up in there. You know your crustaceans, yes. I'll be honest though, I thought it was just like floral artwork or floral whatever on it. I never knew that, paid attention enough to realize that, hey, there's I can't talk, that there was crabs on it. The little pinch of garlic. We don't want that. We want our Grey Poupon. Ah, shit. Oh. How's it going, Paige? Did you get enough of your corned beef fixing for the year that you had to go walk back and forth to the mailbox to burn off all the corned beef you ate? Hey Google, how much time left? Well, if you don't have that information, which Google has that information? None of these Googles have that information, apparently. Well, that's just fun. Let's put our bread back on. And then let's brush our butter, MSG, Dijon, garlic mixture onto here. These are kind of like what you made, Paige. If you recall those awesome sliders that you made, I think, what, 2 years ago? A year ago? 2 years ago? I don't know. I don't know why it says use that much butter, because obviously, look, there's a lot of butter left. It's raining. All that Dijon down there still. I guess I don't want to use all of it, but I kind of want to do because I think that's good. That will be fine. Right there. Yes, Randy made awesome. That's how I made ours as well. And then let's just That's not even the right one. That's not the right one, everybody. Where is it? There it is. Is that it? There it is. I know, I really need a spice rack. Oh, thank you. Well, I was talking that it looks just like the Hawaiian roll sliders. It pretty much is, but Reuben style. I didn't overeat this year, so no trips to the mailbox needed. That's good. Oh. And who doesn't like an overabundance of everything bagel seasoning? There we go. Let's take a peek at our bread. Let's set this aside for a quick second. Like these can go away. Don't need these anymore. Because clearly I don't have the time, and that looks pretty done. If I do say so myself. That's pretty hot. Let's turn down our oven. I believe that's would be at 350. You don't like everything seasoning? Well, you know what? Nobody asked you, Peach. Yeah. I want to poke a hole in it just to make sure that the innard is done. Because I don't have a timer going for some reason. Oh, shoot. Even though hey, Google, where are my timers? Oh, we have 1 minute and 38 seconds left, apparently. So we'll put that there. Wash these dishes real quick. Why don't you like everything bagel seasoning, Peach? You are a disgrace if you don't like everything bagel seasoning. You want me to fix you a plate, babe? Okay. What is wrong with everything seasoning, bagel seasoning? Can't stop. Even though I lowered the temperature of the oven, I'm sure it'll be perfectly fine for this bread. And hopefully it tastes just as good as what we get at the store. And then they sprinkle with the one that we get, they sprinkle it the large crystallized sugars on it, which I don't have, so that's fine, whatever. Oh, I can use turbinado sugar though. Well, that's more of a brown sugar, cane sugar, so I don't know how that would taste. All right, so now it's done. Hey Google, stop. Oven mitts. Done. Irish soda bread. Done. Just put this in there. So we got our nice loaf of bread. That's hot. Set it aside for. Oh, we got to get a cooling rack. Ironically enough, this is the cooling rack that goes with this baking sheet because it's meant for jerky and stuff. As I almost dropped my. There we go. There is our lovely Irish Just get a bread. Nice and plump. It's not the prettiest looking one, but it's there. Let's set this over here. Is it still hot? No, it's not hot. So as I said, this is the mocha pot, if you know what that is. Pretty much put your grounds in there. And your water goes in the reservoir, and then it uses steam to brew your coffee, or espresso, your coffee, whatever you want to make it. But you want to clean it like as soon as possible, I guess. You don't want it to like sit or anything, so let's get that all nice and done. So, Paige, got a serious question for you. I want a truthful answer out of you. Let me know if you're still here.
About what?
You'll see. You'll see. Just gotta see if she's still here or not. I just dumped the rest of the espresso because I don't think you're gonna drink it, right? No response from you. Present. All right. Give me 1 second so I can get center stage after I clean this. And when are you gonna be guest starring, Paige? We gotta get you on here. We can make some stuff with you present. Really present. What do you mean, why am I being so weird? Why are you being weird? Your mother says hi. You should probably respond back to her in chat. Okay. So, Paige, this month something happens. Happens every year though. We and Taylor, you, Taylor, and I always share a common thing. Call our birthdays, but not on the same day. Obviously, you guys were born many years after I was, and a day after I. But how does it feel to be in our age bracket again this upcoming year? How does that make you feel? You've been giving us shit the last few years that, oh, you're not in my age bracket anymore. You're not in my age bracket anymore. Well, now you are, Paige. How does that make you feel? Now you can't give a shit anymore. How does it feel to reach the big 3-0? Are you gonna feel any different? You forget I'm old. Dude, you're like 1,000 years old yourself. You're not even in my age bracket. Actually, yeah, you are. You're born a year and a half. Well, you just turned 34, right? Or 35? 34, right? Or 35? 34. Yeah, you turned 34. You're still younger than me? Yeah. So you'll be 35. Yes, you are still younger than us. I get that, Paige. I get that. But you're still in our age bracket. That's all that matters. I need some water. Can you give me some water, baby? Baby? She's ignoring me now. I get my own water, I guess. But I still have to cut her Still have to cut her, make her dinner though. So, you okay?
What?
I've been talking to you. Are you not paying attention to me?
I'm watching my show and listening.
No, he knows. Forgot to get my water before stream and get ready, but yes, Paige. Truthfully, welcome to the 30 Club in 12 days. Here's our corned beef. Feels great. I'm grateful to have elders in this new age bracket to look for. Oh, F you. A big F to a big U exclamation point. That's all I got to say about that. Just kidding, babe. We love you. Oh, man. That's all the brisket that we have left because I used the rest of it for these sliders. You don't want anything else with this?
What?
Do you want anything else with this?
Um,
I don't know. Just giving you like a half potato because you're not gonna eat it all anyway. I'm gonna throw it in the microwave for you too because obviously it's been out for a little bit. Big old wedge of cabbage, a handful of carrots, whatever those are. Can't talk. Yes, I said, when is Paige gonna actually be here present for guest star? You tell me when you want to be here and we'll do it. And tell me what you want to bake. Bake, make, cook, whatever. Since this has been sitting out for a while, here's our corned beef and cabbage. It's been sitting out, so we gotta toss in the microwave for like 30 seconds or so. Right. Let's try a carrot. I had to just drop a carrot on the floor. Oh, you know what I should have done? Because everybody makes them and I've been wanting to try it. Should have made a Reuben pizza. So it's cool enough to touch. We got our big old loaf of Irish soda bread. Smells like it. Do you want anything on here? Do you want mustard or anything or no? Jameson,
yeah.
you want anything with your food? Just like this?
Yeah.
A little watery though. I think you guys oh. So I'm tempted to cut into this. See, like these raisins up here, like got burnt. So I'm gonna peel these off.
Oh, I need butter. I'm sorry.
For what?
I need butter.
Like it. I'm gonna keep that butter out so we can use it for the bread. Should have made Reuben pockets. Yeah, that would actually been pretty interesting as well. Well, I can just like break into this, but I want to slice into it. Those sliders look really good. Smell really good. Just cut into this. You can hear that crust. You know what? Let's try it. So it's light and fluffy, but it is just, it's not the same as like at the store though. Try a little bit of butter. The one that we have at the store that we always buy, like I said, it's got some kind of like butter, not butter, but like a sugar on it. And that just tastes amazing. And that one tastes really sweet, so okay. It tastes a lot better with butter on it, for sure. But it looks like it's a little undercooked. And you can probably see I'm like pressing it, but obviously it still needs to firm up. I'll rate this out of 5. Also,
Was the cabbage in the crock pot?
yeah, why?
I don't know, just tastes weird.
What's it taste like?
It's like a weird flavor.
Probably the Guinness. Anyway, I'd probably give this recipe like a 2.5, almost 3 stars out of the 5. But then again, I've never had real Irish soda bread. I've only had it from the store, from a grocery store. So no idea if that's how they're always supposed to taste like or not. And I've always had it from the same store and well, the same chain, not from the same store, but the same chain of stores. And yeah, not sure if they do something differently or what. I like how he keeps trying to put that piece of bread back into the loaf like he never cut it. Better yet, there. Look, it's a fresh loaf, guys. You can't see anything. Photoshop magic. Look, you never thought I'd cut anything. Oh man, there we go. There we go. Whatever. It's cut. It's done. We'll set this. Because our sliders look pretty done. Look pretty tasty. I don't even know I was supposed to. Oh, we're supposed to cover the buns with foil, bake for 30 minutes or until the cheese is okay. Okay. See, this recipe called for putting Parmesan on top. I didn't want to put Parmesan because whatever. I did the other stuff. Oh, you're supposed to layer with corned beef, cheese, sauerkraut, corned beef, cheese, and then top the buns. It's fine. It's fine. Well, let's just take a peek at it because on theirs that I saw, theirs was like real burnt. Yeah, that looks fine to me. The cheese melted. Oh yeah, the cheese is melted. Because like I said, theirs didn't really look that pleasant, and even on here, it looks pretty. They look pretty toasty, as you can see. They're really brown. How do I do them? I can just do this. There we go. Okay. So we work our magic without spilling anything. Can put those on there. Yeah, we can't. Oven light off. Let's get a plate. Let's be all fancy. I didn't make coleslaw. I just bought pre-made coleslaw, like I said. Just doing a pretty easy stream tonight. Even though they always use a bigger one, I'm just using a smaller one, right? But we'll do this. Let's stir this up. See how this even tastes afterwards. Actually, no, this is about a little cup of coleslaw they'll give you at a restaurant. Not bad. That ain't bad at all. Set this aside again. But let's plate this up. Oh, you know what I should have done though? I should have made more Russian sauce. To put into like a little dipping cup like that. I think I will. I think I'll just do that. So there's our sliders. But we're not done yet. We're gonna backtrack a little bit. Let's make some additional Russian sauce for dipping purposes. 1/3 cup of mayo. Some Worcestershire sauce. Where's my 1/3 cup at? There's 1/3 cup at. Oh, just spilled a bunch of Worcestershire sauce all over. And then some ketchup for that signature red color. We'll just whisk it all up together again. break down all that. Those chunky chunks. Get that out of the way. I was like, it's not 6:12. It's like, dang, it's still early, but yeah. I was like, I started at 5:30. There's no way. And all that I've been streaming for only a half hour. See how it tastes. Tastes good. That it does. And that's only because I've been up since 4:30. We were gonna get up and then we decided to go back to sleep. But our cats didn't let us sleep. So there we have it. We got our three sliders. Let's try to get this nice plating look good. There we go. Obviously, add some fries or whatever to the side of this, but there is our sliders. Trying to get a good angle. There we go. Let's take a picture of this, shall we? Even though I probably should have used a smaller plate, but it's okay. It's okay. And there's our picture. Let's post it onto the gram. Not the perfect picture, but let's see if we can get a different angle actually. This is always the hardest part. Always the hardest part. Alright, that one's better. Don't want to crop anything actually. Save as copy. Post to the grams. Then we'll take a bite of this and try it out. I'm surprised we have 192 drop frames this session. That's pretty dang good. All right. Next. Reuben sliders. Side of coleslaw and brushing. dipping sauce. Happies. There we go. Posted the gram. You can check it out. Let's take a bite. So actually, let's just like kind of, obviously you guys all saw that. So it's all pretty much there. It's a nice fat slices of brisket. Actually, really good. Real good. Very simple recipe. That Russian, the additional Russian dressing is perfect for it too. And let's just try without it. But I don't know. It might be that MSG butter. I think that's key right there. So as always, everybody, I appreciate your time. We will be going back to a regular schedule of Wednesdays and Sundays. As mentioned, my mom will be here on Saturday. Maybe we'll do it on Sunday, but she wants to make tamales, which we've done in the past. We did that December, I think. Yeah, it was December. But she also, if we don't make tamales, she wants to do corondas, which is essentially an inside-out tamale. That's what I think of it as, even though it's not. You steam the masa in banana leaves, then you top it with the meat sauce. I don't know the technical term for it, but then you cover it with sour cream and like additional chili, salsa, whatever you want, and it's actually absolutely delicious. Let's see. Maybe I can find a picture to show you guys. Not Coronda's origin. Oh, here we go. These are like, this is my all-time favorite, like, Mexican food for sure. Let's just make this bigger. All right. Let's go here. Browser not showing. Why is my browser not showing? Oh, there we go. There we go. That is the Corona. As you can see, we got our masa, bless you, our masa right here, our sauce that's typically made with pork, I believe. I've had it with pork and then topped with some crema and then these poblano chilies. Freaking outstanding though. But yep, as always, I appreciate everybody's time. Hit that follow button if you haven't. Visit me on my socials. So Mexican samosas. No, because it's outside, not inside. Mexican samosas would be at the mall, technically. Think about it. Mexican Hot Pocket, yeah. But hit that follow button. Go to Mo's.does on Instagram. Hit me up on Twitter at GargethTV. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you on Sunday, maybe Saturday. But Sunday for sure. I'm not sure what I'm going to make yet. I should really have this plan, but I don't. But I appreciate your time as always, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Have a great rest of your week and have a great rest of your night. Take care.